Okay, sir. Please start.
Yes, sir.
Start చేయండి సార్.
ఓకే సార్, ఒక్క నిమిషం. గుడ్ ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ ఎవ్రీవన్. I am Kopula Kiran, School Assistant Social Studies, working at ZPHS Endlapalli, Surapet, Mandal. Okay, now I am going to share my screen. Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discussing about 10th class lesson, 10th lesson, food security. We have learnt already globalization, Rampur village economy. These are linked with this lesson. Okay, let us start our lesson. First, end of the chapter, students can achieve these learning outcomes. Okay, let us discuss one by one. What are the learning outcomes we expected from the students? One by one. Look at that slide. Students understand the concept of food security. They can understand easily food security concept. Next, students understand the food security for the country. Food security for the country is essential for all the people. Okay, next, students analyze the status of public distribution system. Okay, nowadays we have been seeing daily in our locality areas what is the public distribution system in ration shops. Okay, they can achieve this learning outcome also. Students analyze the nutritional status of the children. What is the status of the children? They will have taken they will be taken nutrition food or not. They can analyze the students. Okay, next, read the text box item. Box item in page number 137, agricultural diversification. Okay, we have discussed in previous lesson Rampur village economy. We have learnt already about that multiple crops, crop rotation. Okay, now we can discuss a little bit of diversification of the agriculture in the chapter. In the same way, read the box item in page number 139, that is PDS and buffer stock. PDS already we have said that public distribution system. Another one is students study the graph 1 in page number 133 and answer the questions. Okay, I will show a graph in our slides. We will discuss deeply in the lesson. Students study percentage share of purchases from PDS, the graph 1 in page number 139. Okay, this is also one of the graph we will discuss. Students study table 1 per person availability of food grains, page number 135, and fill up the blanks. Students understand the problems of food security and the need of food security. Okay, students can able to learn what are the problems of the food security and why they required food security. Let us discuss in the lesson. Okay, another one is students also assess critically the public distribution system for taking food grains from fair price shops in their locality. Okay, another one is students also locate the drought prone areas in which food security among the people. Students appreciate the objectives of public distribution system. Okay, these are the learning outcomes. End of this lesson, this today's class, they can achieve easily these learning outcomes. Okay, next slide. Look at this picture carefully. All the students observe what are these. There is a Indian map. See this Indian map. Some states are colored. What are the states? Look at this top right side. Famines in India, particularly before independence in India, the major famine occurred in India in 1943 and 45. See this in red colored state is West Bengal. This one. Another this purple color Assam and Odisha. These three states majorly affected by the famines in 1943 and 45. This period is uh, very important to us because of um, famines occurred in India. Major famine occurred in India. Okay, see this. Look at this once again. These three states are major states affected by the famines in 1943 in Bengal. Particularly in those days, Bengal, this West Bengal and Odisha, Assam, these states are single one. Okay, next slide. See this picture. Students, look at this first picture. What happened? Some students are hanging on the train box. This is goods train. This train is goods train traveling on the track. When it was stopped, students went to the rally. They wanted to get some food grain to take it. This is the situation in Bengal in 1943 and 45. These 3 years, 2 years, very dangerous. This picture. Look at this picture. Some of the person sweeping the grains. What are the poured grains on the ground? She gathering that poured grains. So she sweeping the food grains to get food. These pictures, you can understand what happened in 1943 in Bengal, particularly in Kolkata, the capital city of West Bengal. See this, the Bengal famine in 1943 and 45, for example, took about 3 to 5 million people live and around Bengal, Assam and Odisha, extreme starvation deaths. Starvation deaths. Starvation means hunger. Hunger deaths. How much? 3 to 5 millions of people death by famine. This famine cause hunger death. Hunger, starvation death. 3 to 5 million means 1 million equal to 10 lakhs. So 30 lakhs to 50 lakhs people are dead with starvation situation. Okay, next slide. In this slide, we can discuss before that slide one of that That is, one person migrated to Kolkata. One person with his family. Particularly, he left his father and bring with his brothers and sisters to went to Kolkata. Um, why he went to Kolkata? He wanted to get work. He used to work to survive in Kolkata. Why? Because almost Bengal was faced a problem, that is a extreme scarcity of food. Scarcity of food. There is no food availability. Then uh, most of the people died with scarcity of food. That is known as hunger deaths. That is also known as starvation deaths. In this case, one of the family person went to Kolkata with his family members, that is his brothers and sisters. Okay, he went to Kolkata and he settled there, and he worked as a daily labor. He worked as a daily labor. Then what happened? He was watching all the streets of the Kolkata city. Most of the people try to get food wherever food availability. They went out there, but there is no food. But only food available. They had only some flour, flour available as a food only. Some flour, not other rice and wheat food grains are not available in Kolkata. The most of the people died. This is the natural disaster in case droughts and famines occurred in countrywide. So let us discuss in the in our lesson food security. What is food security? Food security means, let us see this slide. Food security entails ensuring adequate food supply to people, especially those who are deprived of basic nutrition. We know very well who are the we know very well about poverty. Who are the poor people who are not able to get minimum needs, that is food, cloth, shelter. They have not that food grains. Particularly, see this food security ensuring adequate food supply to people, essentially basic nutrition. Okay, in this question arise here. That question is who are required for food security? Who are required for food security? Look at this answer. The women and lactating mothers, pregnant women and see this slide, pregnant women and also lactating mothers. Lactating means feeding milk to their children. Feeding milk to their children. These two and another children. Children, another person. They need food security under 6 years. See this, it is very 6 years of age are to be provided nutrition means free cost of under the ICDS. ICDS, we know very well, Integrated Children Development Scheme. These 6 years, under 6 years, we know very well who are 6 years in our government schools and private schools also, but government schools provide provided only midday meals for food security for the students who are below 6 years of age. We have seen already Anganwadi centers. Anganwadi centers we have seen they are required food security. Look at this. Government should be provided nutritious meals free of cost under the ICDS. Okay, next children in the age group of 6 to 14. In this case, only below 6 years not able to study the classes. And next, coming to the next group is 6 to 14 years are entitled for free midday meals. Midday meals available in school levels. For example, in our government schools, first class to 10th class. These classes required, students required food security. So, next slide. See this food security. Food security means, look at this once again. Food security aims at fulfilling the following requirements. What are the following requirements? See this first one. Providing sufficient food for all people in the country. We should means government should be provide sufficient food for all the people in the country. Another thing is increasing the food buying capacity of the people. Who are the people? Particularly, we are the people now. Government should be encouraged. We can purchasing the foods. That situation created by the government. Another thing, removing obstacles in procuring food. Any problems is there procuring food means government should purchase the food from the farmers as FCI, Food Corporation of India. Procure, it is procuring the food, FCI. Okay, see this one, another picture. Food security, availability, food grains, availability, food security, food grains, accessibility, and stability and utilization. These are the main requirement to provide food security. Okay, next one is, see this, the Great Bengal Famine occurred before independence in India's independence because of the refusal of the British administration to organize food grains distribution in Bengal. Before independence, we ruled by the British rulers. British government was ruling, and before independence, they were not organized properly to distributing the food grains to the people. Then there is no food grains. Automatically, scarcity created. Then famines occur. The most of the people died with that scarcity of food. After independence, see this? After India's independence, Indian government, both central and states, evolved various systems to ensure food grains for its people. Particularly, our Indian government nowadays also we are following these methods. See this, this is one of the welfare activities. We know well known these. Particularly this scheme, midday meal scheme, ration shops. This is also known as public distribution system (PDS) and Anganwadis. These are the main things nowadays. Central government and state governments implemented these schemes in overall India. Particularly, After independence, our Indian government concentrated to produce food grains to for the sufficient amount of food grains to produce to the people. For example, our Indian government, first Prime Minister of India, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, was concentrated on agricultural sector. In this case, he was introduced land reforms. Land reforms is very important innovation introduced by the Nehru government. Not only land distribution and also agricultural cooperative societies. After producing food, that food sent to the agricultural cooperative society. And that means our government wanted to provide employment also. And also another reform is that is local self-government. Local self-government. These three reforms introduced by the Nehru's government in 1950s. After establishment of planning commission, then they started this. We have discussed already in the 17th lesson. These reforms introduced by the Nehru government. Okay, in this chapter deeply we can discuss two sections. Mainly, the first section will focus on the issues of overall food security. Can you understand this? See this. The issue of production and availability of food for the country as a whole. What is the production? What is the availability? How to get production increase? Let us discuss following topics. Okay, second section would discuss the access people have. How does one ensure that the available food reaches people? Okay, okay. See this. We can produce the goods and services. What is the production? We can product produce and availability. That production available is there. Then available production. That production available food. It is reached or not to the people. This is very important. How it is reached to the people? When they are able to purchasing the power, they have purchasing power, they can get it easily. They cannot purchasing power, they can't get these food grains. If there is availability, but they cannot get it because of they have not income. How do we get income? Particularly, if you work, you can get income. Okay, let us discuss one by one. Finally, we need to look at the nutrition levels among families. After this reaches the food to the people, then what happened? Nutrition levels reaches or not. To know whether these schemes and methods are effective. Okay, let us discuss these schemes. These all the PDFs, buffer stock, and other schemes, midday meals, Anganwadi centers. That schemes and methods effectively implemented or not. Okay, let us discuss one by one. Okay, students, look at this picture carefully. This slide is very important to understand the food security of the country. Okay, see this mainly. See this food security of the country. Increasing food grain production. How to increase the production. See this one point. These 2 points are very important to increasing our food grains. Okay, producing sufficient amount of food grains is an important requirement for food security. It is the very important for the food security. What is that? Sufficient food grains to the country. We can produce. And the second one is in India, for example, it means the government creates conditions to increasing the food grains production. See this, the government creates conditions so that farmers are able to producing increasing amount of food grains. How they farmers are increasing the food. That conditions creates by the should be created by the create by the government. Then they can produce easily more and more production from the fields. Okay, see this graph one. All of you see first production of select food grains. What are the food grains? See this graph. All of you, I hope you can understand these graph. Why? Because you have learned already in mathematics how to graph understand. Okay, see this. This is a x-axis. This is y-axis. See this, on x-axis we have taken food grains. What are the food grains we have taken? Paddy, wheat. These are the indications in the graph. Carefully, these colors, graph lines, all of you. Okay, nutri-cereals, oilseeds. These are the 4 food grains from every decade. We can mention in our graph 1972, 71, and finally 2016 to 2017. Okay, on a y-axis production. This production, how much of production in million tons we will show on y-axis. See this, 10 million tons, 20, 30, and finally 120 million tons of production. Which production? Food grains. What are the food grains? These paddy, wheat, nutri, cereals, oilseeds. These are the food grains we can produce. Okay, next slide we can understand. There are some questions are there. We can you can understand easily. Let us go to next slide. See this, the same graph mentioned here, displayed same food production of select food grains in million tons. See this one by one. First paddy. Look at this. First all food grains. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 food grains mentioned here. In 1970 and 71. In this decade, what are the food grains produced by the farmers? See this, in Bengal, most of the we have to discuss who are migrated to the Kolkata. They are not beggars. They don't know how to beg. Actually, they are agriculturists, farmers. They are trying to get food, but there is no food availability. Then most of the people they sat on the footpaths and they died automatically. And also some mothers carried their children with their arms, but actually they were died. Even mothers are hope to revive them to for that they sprinkling water on them. This is the situation in Bengal. See this, that's why in 1970 and 71 we got independence already, but production is very low in the decade 1970s. After that, 1980s, 1990s, 20s. Oh, particularly this color, paddy. Paddy is increasing every decade rapidly, and also the paddy, wheat is also followed the this paddy. Both production uh, rapidly increased uh, in 2016 to 2017. But this green color, see this line, nutri cereals. What are the nutri cereals? You in our particularly these are also coarse cereals, also known. We can say that coarse cereals like jowar, bajra, and maize. These are the nutri cereals: jowar, bajra, ragi, and maize. These food grains are known as nutri cereals or coarse cereals. Okay, this is also very low yielding from the fields, and also oil seeds. Oil seeds, we know very well, groundnuts, like that. See this, it is very low production from 70 to 2016. Okay, this is the graph of our production. You see this first agriculture in 70s, 41 or 42 million tons production. Then next year, 56, 1991, 75, and 2000, 75, and 2010 and 11, 96, and finally 2017 it is increased 115 million tons of food grains, paddy produced. In the same way, wheat and nutri cereals, particularly jowar, and also another thing is oil seed. These are okay. Let us understand these graph by some questions are mentioned here. See this, the food grains production has grown over the period 1970 to 71 to over the period 1970 to completely 2016 to 2017. This is the answer. Paddy production increased from about 40 million tons in 1970 and 71. See this, this is the paddy, this line 1970-71, 40 million tons produced paddy to about dash tons in 2010 and 11. What is this 2010 and 11? How much? 95 or 96? 95 million tons produced. In this blank we can fill 95 million tons produced in 2010 and 11. Another important food crop that witnessed rapid increase in production during this 40-year period. See this, 1970 to 2011. This is the 40-year period. Next, another food grain rapidly increased. That is wheat. Wheat is the answer. What is this? Wheat. Wheat is the answer. Next, compare it to paddy and wheat. These two lines we can compare another two. That is compare the production of dash did not increase during the 70 to 2011. Paddy and wheat. Compare the production of, particularly see this 70s nutri cereals is not see this, compare to paddy and the production of nutri-series did not increase during this period. This is could be due to what is the reason? What was the reason to very low production compared with paddy and wheat? Because of dry land agriculture. Most of the agriculture we are cultivating agricultural lands, but we have to provide irrigation facilities. There is no irrigation facilities all over the country, so it is very low here. So this answer is nutri cereals. This could be dry agricultural land. And see this, read again the section on land and other natural resources in chapter 8, production of crops from land. Chapter 8, Rampur village economy. We have discussed already. What are the Rampur village land? Land is fixed. It was stable. There is no change. Sorry, it was fixed. There is no changes in the land increasing or decreasing. And also already that village electrified all over village, and also irrigated. All the lands were irrigated in that village, and also they used fertilizers in proper manner. So this is the graph you can understand. And second graph is, see this, in order to increase the per hectare yield of a crop, necessary inputs to be provided in a judicious manner. See this, very important, provided in a judicious manner. One way is to expand irrigation, but use water in a manner that this vital resource is shared and made available to all. And another point is, it is also important to ensure that soil and other natural resources are not damaged or depleted in the process of cultivation. Okay, so first one, what is this? This is very important. See this. Okay, per hectare yield of a crop. For example, see this graph, yield of select food grains. These are the food grains. Yield in our Telugu, digubadi. We can yielding from the fields. Okay, what are the food grains we yield per hectare? How much of production produced by us? What is, look at this same graph 1 and 2. Okay, let us discuss this graph next lesson. Okay, what is hectare? Hectare means in our areas, in our localities, generally we called acres. 1 acre, 1 acre of land, 2 acres of land, 3 acres of land, 10 acres of land. We called mainly. What is hectare? Hectare means 2.5 acres, 2.5 acres of land. 1 hectare equal to 2.5 acres. And also it is known as 10,000 square meters. 10,000 square meters. Square means this is square. Oh, okay, small mistakes are there. The square you know very well. For example, see this. This is 10,000. Okay. Not corrected. This drawing. 10,000. This side 10,000. This side 10,000. This side 10,000 meters. 10,000 meters. This is square 10 meters. So 1 hectare equal to 10,000 meters, or 1 hectare equal to 2.5 acres, 2.5 acres. Okay, about now we can discuss about this graph in the next slide. See this same slide, same graph. Yield of select food grains in kilograms per hectare. Okay, this is the x-axis of food grains we have taken, and per hectare kilograms, so how much of production we produce. See this. Sorry, it is moving. Okay, describe the per capita yield of paddy and wheat by filling the blanks in the following passage. See these two crops, dash and dash, always had low yield when compared with paddy and wheat. Student, look at this. These two colors mentioned: paddy. This is paddy, and wheat. This color. This is wheat, and green color. This is nutri cereals. I told you already what are the cereals. Course, it is also known as coarse cereal. Uh, mm, Jowar, Bajra, Ragi, and maize. These are the nutri cereals. And another thing is oil seeds. These are very low. See this low yield when compared with paddy and wheat. Paddy, paddy and wheat are growing rapidly, but these nutri cereals and oil seeds are very low growing level. So this is very too much for us. So we have to solve the problem, that is scarcity of food. In this case, we have to produce more and more. We have to increase in our food grains. Yet both these crops have shown slow increase in yield in recent years. Recent year also very low production is produced. See this, there are two questions you can discuss. Why should attention be given to increase the yield of jowar? Why should attention be given to increase the yield of jowar? Jowar, why? It is belonging to jowar, belonging to nutri cereals. Discuss how can we increase in jowar production. We have to attentively concentration on producing more and more in nutri cereals like jowar. Discuss in our classroom with our friends. What factors have contributed to the increase in the growth of paddy and wheat yields over a long period? Okay, so these factors have contributed to the increasing growth and paddy and wheat in a long period. How can we be producing in long period of paddy and wheat? What are the facilities provided by the government or farmers? Government, one side, banks, and other things. They have to produce more and more production. How? Okay. Yeah. Okay, students. Today we have discussed this part. I hope you understand very well. If you any doubt, please consult your subject teacher and clarify your doubts. If you doubt, ask me tomorrow class.